Let's begin with the top story that we are tracking at this moment here on NDTV. According to the police, the suspects that Shefali Jariwala, the actor who passed away due to a heart attack, was taking heavy medication of anti-aging, multivitamin and skin whitening medicines for last many years without supervision of any doctor, meaning this could be a case of self-medication gone wrong. Amboli police found a large number of medicines in her fridge, drawer and table in Shefali's room, which included anti-aging medicines like glutathione. My colleague Osama has more details about some of the stunning facts which have now come to light.
As far as the Shefali Jariwala death case is concerned, the latest, and this is what the police sources have said, that Shefali Jariwala, she was taking heavy doses of anti-aging and multivitamins, including skin whitening medicines. This is what the sequence of events is, and this is what the police is saying at the moment, that she was on taking heavy doses of anti-aging medicines. She was also taking multivitamins and skin whitening medicines for many years without the supervision of a doctor, and this is important because this means that this could be a case of self-medication. Like I said, she had not consulted a doctor for 8 years and she was self-medicating herself. The Amboli police, they have also found a large number of medicines in her fridge, in her drawer and on the table of Shefali Jariwala's room, which included anti-aging medication like glutathione as well. Now, Shefali also ate stale fried rice on the day that she died. Remember, we have been reporting this. She was fasting on that day and then later went on to eat stale fried rice. Now, multiple strips of antacid have also been found from her room. In fact, several strips of acidity medicines, they have also been found in the fridge, indicating that she had a serious problem of continuous gastric or acidity. Meanwhile, the FSL, they are set to test the blood as well as the viscera samples, and this is what is important, because the FSL will be testing the blood and viscera samples, and the post-mortem report and the preliminary report will then come out. The FSL is set to check the possible drug reactions as well. What were the drugs that Shefali Jariwala was taking? What were the therapy that she was undergoing? And that is something that they are going to report and they are going to reveal. What are the probable causes? That is also going to be taken into account. As far as what we understand at this moment, it could be low BP, severe gastric condition and a cardiac arrest that led to her death.
Abhishek Avasthi, my colleague, now joins me with more details at this moment. Abhishek, what is the police saying about the investigation so far? What is the latest that we know in this?
Definitely, there are many questions consistently being raised, but the cause of the death, definitely it is presumed to be primarily heart attack, cardiac arrest. But what led to the cardiac arrest is something which can only be revealed after the post-mortem report is out. And if you talk about the post-mortem has been completed by the procedure, but those doctors, government doctors who have conducted the post-mortem has reserved the report. That means they need to ascertain certain more facts, they need to wait for certain more finding, and what we understand from the sources, it will take 1 or maximum 2 days for the primary report to come, because doctors have also collected blood sample and viscera sample. Now if we talk about viscera report, that another takes 2 to 3 weeks to get. And why is viscera report important? Because that report concludes or identifies that whether something toxic was involved in the body. And these are important things to note out, because the sudden death has raised several questions, and when it comes to cardiac arrest, so what was the cause of cardiac arrest is still not clear, though the post-mortem report is completed. Now, as far as the investigation is concerned, we have to understand primarily in such cases, and also in high-profile cases like this, the police have registered an accidental death report and investigation is being carried out. We have seen police going to her residence, collecting all the forensic evidences, like we also mentioned, those medicines which were found in the fridge, those medicine in her room, those all have been collected. They have also taken statement of the chemist from where these medicines were regularly sent to her residence. These are the things which investigation is going on. Statement of his husband has been recorded. The maids have been recorded. Watchman has been recorded. Sequence of events are being analyzed. CCTV footage are being ascertained. But at the same time, I would also like to point out that no one has come forward and registered any complaint of foul play till now. Rather from the relative or any friend side, which they sense that some foul play would have been happened. And on the other side, the police sources have also revealed that investigation in all angles are being done currently, and we are also waiting for the post-mortem report. Remember, the post-mortem report has been reserved. The findings has been reserved by the government doctor themselves, which will take at least 1 or 2 days to ascertain the primary finding, which will at least let us know that what was the cause of cardiac arrest. Till then, these are the questions will still remain, and we will have to understand, because investigation is going on, police is trying to connect all the dots. There are many theories which are involved into it, but as of now, we have to wait until the primary post-mortem report will be out tomorrow or day after, which will give us clarity as to what exactly was the cause of the cardiac arrest. And as far as the investigation is going on, several more statements will be recorded, and the forensic report is also awaited. So it will take more than 2 to 3 days to ascertain those facts and then come to a conclusion that what was the reason behind the cardiac arrest. Back to you.
Thank you, Abhishek, for joining us with all those details. Let's also listen into this report which has been sent by my colleague Sujata.
Two teams of the Amboli police station are currently investigating the Shefali Jariwala death probe, and this is being done in view to understand, was Shefali really observing self-medication? Because as per sources, the information that we get is that Shefali had consulted a doctor, but not in the recent years. It was around 8 years ago that a doctor consulted her and gave her a prescription of medicines to consume that for skin whitening, anti-aging and other beautifications. But after that particular period, Shefali did not actually consult a doctor. In fact, these were self-medications that she was taking. A day after she left the world, it was the Mumbai police forensic team and the medical team who visited her home and took cognizance and seized all the medical reports and the medicines that she was consuming, and those were in good quantity, because of which the police has also inquired multiple pharmacists to understand that why and when did they give these prescriptions to Shefali, and what was it that the prescription, from which doctor was it written that they were providing her with these medicines. At present, the police is trying to probe this entire case with multiple angles, and also several CCTV footages have been seized and they are being inquired. At the same time, 5 medical officers of Cooper Hospital are examining the post-mortem report, after which the FSL report will also be out, and with this autopsy report it will be clear what was the main cause of death for Shefali Jariwala. Was it really the overdose of these capsules and these medicines that led to her being no more with her family and leaving the world at the age of 42, and also to understand why are such heavy dosage medicines being consumed by the celebrities, and how can these pharmacists provide them without any proper prescription, when as per law it is that only a person can consume it when it has been prescribed by a notified doctor or registered doctor. Several angles to be probed. The Amboli police station officials are onto it, and what remains to be seen is the main cause of death for Shefali Jariwala. And at the same time, the police is trying to investigate and also record statements of all the people who were close ones, including her husband, their parents, and the maid and the cook who used to reside with Shefali at their residence.
All right, let me just very quickly go across at this moment to Dr. Arun Gupta, President of Delhi Medical Council. He's a senior consultant at the Fortis Hospitals. Ira Trivedi, celebrated yoga teacher and author, is also with us this evening. Thank you so much to both of you for speaking to us. Dr. Gupta, let me understand this from you. I mean, for a lot of people, they would say that she was taking, all these medicines, anti-aging medicines, it's also become part of the fad, isn't it? Multivitamins, trying to, skin whitening or skin lightening, intravenous medicines, so on and so forth. So, can that be attributed as something which could have caused the heart attack or, some sort of complication in her case?
Like you see, there are two aspects to this whole case, the whole incident. One particular about her death. Now, to ascertain her death, we need to understand so many things. We need to know so many things. What kind of medicine she was on, and for how long she was on, whether her health was monitored or not, and what about the earlier signs, symptoms at home before she finally passed away. And obviously, finally, the postmortem report. These things will lead to us somewhere. What could have been the reason? But the part two, or the bigger part, which you also said, that this fad of being looking young and fit is something which is worrying as a doctors to us also. She was 42, and as per news, for last 8 years. Sorry, I think so.
Sir, we'll just fix that. We'll just fix that and we'll come back to you. Ira, let me bring you in at this moment. Of course, fitness is a fad. It is also a way of life. A lot of people have embraced it, especially, we see a lot of celebrities, whether it's yoga, gym, or any kind of, exercise regime that they have been on. What do you attribute? Is there also, because of social media, Instagram, the constant spotlight, people, pushing it a little too far in trying to stay, at least look younger, making shortcuts, and the result is what we are seeing, at least in this case?
Absolutely. I think that is the bigger message of poor Shefali's death, that there is so much pressure now from social media. There's so much pressure of looking good. Literally, human beings are constantly photographing themselves and always looking at themselves. So we then try to look as best as we can, and oftentimes we resort to medicines, and these medicines can be really, really terrible. So especially because they're available over the counter, they're available cheaply, and they're often not prescribed by doctors. So there's multiple players here. One is, of course, the detrimental effect of social media. And the second is that there is a very consumeristic pharmaceutical companies out there which are selling everything and anything. How are people getting these medicines that are so harmful? So these shouldn't even be sold. So I think there's multiple factors at play here, and this is serving a lesson to all of us that it's not worth it at the end. It's really, really not worth it. And especially for mothers watching this, fathers watching this, please, tell your kids, especially girls, there is so much pressure now to be thin, to look good, to have fair skin, more than ever before. This is really a pandemic by itself. I like to call it the beauty pandemic. Across the world, it's happening, especially in India, where there is just an overload of social media everywhere. So may Shefali rest in peace. And I hope that we all learn from this. That's what my biggest thing is. And talking about yoga, I would just like to say that it is such a beautiful, natural gift that we have been given. We recently celebrated International Yoga Day. Yoga is an absolutely free medicine for every single thing. So rather than embracing drugs and medicines, if we're just ready to put in the work and do the yoga, then we can get everything that we want, whether that's beautiful skin or great hair or a good body. So we have a beautiful avenue available to us,
yes,
and we should all strive to take it.
Yeah, but I think it's that constant race against time. It's the constant race that, when you invest in any kind of fitness regime, it does take time for your body to adapt to it, give you that kind of results.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Yes,
absolutely. Now people say, take Ozempic, it's available, and just you'll lose weight. But no one talks about the bad effects of Ozempic or what happens. So I think there's, we human beings have become very instant gratification focused. They want that constant dopamine hit, and they want that instant gratification, but no one really thinks about the long-term effect of all of these things. There's so many quick fix beauty pills being sold out there.
Yes.
Every second day there seems to be something new out in the market.
Yes.
So I think it's really important to look at the long-term benefits.
Right.
And people like Shefali teach us that it's important to look at the long-term effects. And I really, I'm
Also,
feeling
I think,
really sad about this. She was
right.
close to my age, and I'm really sad that this happened.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very, very depressing. It's disheartening to see somebody at so young,
And so
talented,
beautiful
losing.
and so young and with...
Exactly. Dr. Neela Mohan is also joining us at this moment, Senior Director, Department of Gastroenterology, Medanta Medicity Hospital. Thank you so much for speaking to us at this moment. Ma'am, can I understand from you, because, of course, as a doctor, we will have to wait and see the exact details of the autopsy to know what exactly has happened. The post-mortem report will make a lot of things clear. But, unsupervised medicines, a lot of, antacid that have been found, medicines like, if I'm not mistaken, glutathione, for making somebody fairer. What is the impact of all these? Because it possibly was a concoction gone wrong. She was taking multivitamins along with many other things. Could that be a possible reason for some sort of impact on her heart, which gave way?
Well, to be honest, there are a few things that we can only contemplate right now. It's not only the biopsy, the autopsy, but we will also need to look at the toxin levels within the body. And by the toxin level, it could be the glutathione metabolites and the other drugs. For example, we're not sure. There have been a lot of drugs that have been found. Was there any steroid, any other medication which needs to be found from the blood sample? So that would be one assay besides the biopsies, which we call as the autopsy once you're no longer there. And the third thing is also that the rice that was found in the fridge, we need to look into that rice for the toxin, which we call the cerulite toxin, and I'll talk a little more about that. So we need to look on that too, and also send the samples which has been found of glutathione for analysis, because you could also have contamination of products that can be there. What I hear from media, of course, and not firsthand, is that she hasn't been taking anything supervised, and it has been for more than 6 years or so that she was taking these injections. Now, actually, glutathione is relatively safe, and it was, it's like an antioxidant in the liver. However, what happens is if you keep on taking excessive dose, it is theoretically possible that it could lead to a paradox, like an oxidative stress in the body rather than being a detox. And so that paradox effect has been reported in literature. And similarly, we also know that your immunity, because you are taking something which is not the normal way you're supposed to take, so it can also hamper your immunity. Having said that, there have been some vitamins, especially vitamin C and glutathione. These two together, high doses of these, are supposed to be more harmful. So we have here a scenario where we are contemplating that we do not know whether she was having a regular liver test, kidney test. We have no idea on that. And though she's been taking some, anti-gastritis pills, it is only the PPI, which is like the omeprazole or pantoprazole, if taken for a long time, can have renal dysfunction. This is what is reported. And I think we can talk about the rice if you are interested. I can also dwell a little bit on that. Because
ma'am, I would have loved to do it, but the paucity of time at this moment, I have to take a very quick break.
Okay, quickly I'll say that the rice, if kept outside, especially fried rice, which is moist, and that gives rise to a toxin cerulite, which is heat resistant. Even if you reheat it, it is heat resistant.
Okay.
And theoretically, this toxin does give rise to vomiting and diarrhea. And occasionally, if a large dose of toxin is taken, can be deleterious and lethal.
And, this is important to talk about this because, as I said, there is so much pressure right now, spotlight on people to get that perfect picture, always stay young, at least try and be 10 years younger than what your age is. That's the problem. And it leads to these kind of concoction, unsupervised, without doctors' supervision, which could be absolutely harmful and lethal. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me at this moment. I have to take a very quick break. We are coming back. Stay tuned.